And welcome to episode number 21 of Tally Benchwarmers. Again, this is your definitely unofficial, definitely not expert take on the latest in local collegiate sports. We're going to talk maybe a little, I don't know, we may talk national sports, who knows, local. We may talk about goldfish, right, Adrian? For the next half hour or so, we're going to talk about mostly FSU and FAMU collegiate sports. I am David Mullins, the head benchwarmer, the lead benchwarmer, with the number one benchwarmer. What did we talk about last week?
You are the chief towel waver.
I'm a chief towel. I just need a towel, man.
There you go.
I didn't know.
Promoted him without me.
I didn't
See what happens when you're not
I did not
here?
get the memo either. I didn't know I had to have a towel. Yeah. Hey, we're welcoming back Adrian Andrews.
I appreciate it, man. I'm back. It's good to be back.
Good to be back. You know, you've been out doing your regular job.
I know.
You know, we can't bust your chops too much about that. As long as you come back at least every once in a while.
Right.
You know, and you know, just share your wisdom.
Well, I got a lot of wisdom. We got some news, but we're going to break it a little later.
But the collective brain power, it's increased by at least 10% when you're here.
I appreciate it. That's a good amount.
Yeah, there you go.
10% from negative 10.
Yeah, that's right. Not bad. Okay, joining us is also Jennifer Tappen, WFSU Chief Financial Officer, Director of Finance, the bean counter, as Eric calls them.
Yes.
How are you? Did you have a good weekend?
I did.
Okay, we got some water cooler stuff we're going to talk about, so you'll be thinking.
I am.
Be thinking,
I
okay.
am.
And Eric Carter, Assistant Chief Engineer, FSU Sports, he knows everything. He can pull back stats from 1984 of, leading rusher against the game against, I don't know, Virginia Tech or whatever. So
Google's excellent.
Okay, Google's excellent. But hey, Adrian, we talked about it. Mm-hmm. A little breaking news here on the bench today.
Oh yeah.
We're recording this at 11:50 on Monday morning. So breaking news.
So we're right on top of that at 10:30 this morning. So guess what? ESPN goes and drop this bomb on us talking about FSU and Clemson. You know, they've been going at it with the ACC now for quite some time. I mean, it's been, December 2023? That was when this whole thing kicked off. It was over the
Christmas break.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Just, it's been a constant battle over media rights. Hey, you owe me money for certain things. Our televised home games, like how much money we get from that. So this is what's happening now. 4 ongoing lawsuits between the schools and the ACC. Right now, they're going to be determined on a settlement. They're going to hold meetings on Tuesday. Mm-hmm. The ACC, Clemson, and Florida State is going to hold a meeting, and that's where they're going to talk about this settlement. They're trying to reach this settlement to come up with a new revenue distribution plan, and then also talk about that exit fee that everyone has been talking about. Yeah. Because that's been the big part of it. So, Florida State is wanting, they want a little bit more share, from what they get from their TV games and stuff like that. So,
can't blame them.
So I think this is one of those things where we might be seeing this whole thing wrap up, and maybe FSU can looking elsewhere, or we can just be.
I don't think
maybe we just get more money out of the games.
I think we'll get more money out of the games.
I think that's probably where we're probably going to land at. I can't see them getting out of it too quick, because I think it was until 2036. I want to say is when
I think that's the when
they're tied up into ACC talk. So
I just want all this to make us forget about that Orange Bowl game against Georgia, because remember, this happened between the ACC championship where we were high and the Orange Bowl.
Yeah.
I think
it was a close game, but we lost.
I think we need to have a Men in Black moment with the
with the
eraser. Erase the Orange Bowl and all of last year.
Yeah. I thought that last season erased the Orange Bowl.
Be careful doing that. You may actually make that happen to one of us too. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying. I think last season kind of erased the Orange Bowl.
Did it?
The Orange Bowl was bad, but last season was horrible.
Yeah.
Kind of canceled it out.
People thought the Orange Bowl was bad.
Yeah, just hold my beer.
Hold my beer, right?
We had 10 Orange Bowl losses.
Yeah. And
So
I think that's probably the biggest thing when
Yeah.
you go and look at it. I mean, the timing of it all, you have that incredible season. So I think that was the time where you say, okay, if we want to get out of the ACC or ask them for more money, that was obviously the time to do it. And then, you followed up with the not too good of a season.
Egg-laying
so then now
that
it's
was a
like
nice way of putting it. Not too good of a season.
not too good of a season,
yeah.
but hey, regardless, Florida State and Clemson is still the powerhouses of the ACC when we're talking about money distribution and how much revenue they're able to get off of their games. So this is a big conversation that we're having. So a big fight.
UNC and Miami might want to kind of argue that point a little bit, but still they can't argue too much.
They can't argue. Can't argue with the
can't argue
stats. These
too
are
much,
numbers. So.
Yeah.
We're putting up the numbers, so we'll see. That's
So
the news for me.
So we're thinking maybe by the time that we do our next podcast,
we
have a settlement.
So they all now
with
all the
details
parties,
and everything.
Yeah, all the parties have to agree on this settlement deal. So whatever that the ACC and the FSU and Clemson puts out, they all have to come to terms with this.
Okay.
So this could definitely shape how FSU moves forward. With the program and all the other athletics. So.
Yeah, speaking of other athletics, I've got to tell you, we're going to talk about the women's basketball team in a little bit, but I was at Sunday night's game against Duke. We'll talk about that. But at halftime, the women's lacrosse team came out. It wasn't halftime; it was third quarter, and they came out for the T-shirt. They have a T-shirt toss at every basketball game, right? But the women's lacrosse team came out with their sticks. I think they're called crosses.
And
they were hurling those suckers, man. Upper deck, everything. People in the cheap seats actually got got a T-shirt for the first time, and the ones that didn't have the cross, man, they got the arms. They can throw that sucker.
So we don't have a T-shirt cannon?
I don't think I've
night.
ever seen a cannon. They do like a slingshot sometimes.
Oh, okay.
Cimarron does
Okay,
that
okay.
in the slingshot.
Okay.
But when the cheerleaders toss these T-shirts out, it's only
go like a row.
they get maybe to the third row. There's these little kids going, and an older woman going, and if it bounces off the kid to the older woman, guess who keeps the T-shirt?
There it goes.
The older woman.
Yeah.
I hate it when that happens. Makes me disgusted with my generation when that happens.
So selfish.
So selfish. Hey, did anybody go out to the beach over the weekend?
No.
Well, I mean the faux beach for the women's beach volleyball, right?
Oh, I hear they're doing good. How they doing?
Excellent.
Yeah.
We have decided that we do not want a men's beach volleyball team.
Absolutely.
No.
But as long as the ladies do
I was
as
going
well
to
as they're
sign
doing
up.
it.
I was going to.
Were you really?
Yeah, I was.
You know what? Maybe we could try
Flex,
it. Maybe we
flex
could,
the old pecs.
for Adrian and me though. I think we need to lower the
net.
You got to
net.
lower the net. I'm not
Lower
good
the
at
net.
volleyball.
Yeah.
I've never.
You can set. You can always be a good setter.
You can be a setter.
For some reason, but I get the greatest of views from the bottom net. So I can tell you who's coming up for a spike. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah. But we are undefeated in beach volleyball.
Absolutely.
And they played some ranked teams already. What was it called this week? The FSU Beach Bum.
I can't remember exactly what it was
was.
called.
I'm not sure.
But I did, remember a few months ago when we were talking about the FSU volleyball team, the volleyball,
Right.
Audrey Koenig being our great spiker. Audrey Koenig is like a pair of the number one of their number one team here.
Nice.
They are undefeated. Have lost not a single game in a match.
No.
The volleyball team as a whole has only lost 5 games, undefeated in match play, 5 games over.
Total.
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing.
They don't need me.
Again, Lady
Oh, they don't
Knowles.
need you?
No, they don't need me.
Again, Lady Knowles.
Again, Lady Knowles.
Yeah, I've been holding down for it.
So
Somebody's got to do it.
somebody has. Now we didn't give you a chance to do any. What'd you do this weekend? Because I was at the basketball game. I know these guys were watching sports. What were you doing?
I was hanging out with my chickens.
Hanging out with her chickens.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're amazing.
I think you might want to explain that.
I have chickens.
She has chickens. Okay.
What's the name of your chickens?
You got any
I
names?
have Goldie Hen,
Uh-huh.
and I have Medea, and then I have 2 other chickens that I can't tell apart, so they don't have names.
Okay.
Chick 1 and Chick 2.
Chick 1, yeah. She has T-shirts for me and everything.
The ladies.
Yeah, the ladies, yeah.
Yeah.
Good for
I
them.
call them other names, but I won't say it on the podcast.
I don't know. We got pretty loose rules around here. I think you might could.
Yeah, it's my gang of something.
Okay. Hey, and by the way, update on the LA Lakers since the Luka trade. 8-2 since the trade. 5-2 since he started playing.
Yes.
I've seen some highlights of, dynamic passing.
Yes.
LeBron has got to be loving life right now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You
You
know,
got him another
he's-
scorer. You got him another guy who can literally run the entire court, and he doesn't have to do anything. He can sit back and,
He can practice his flopping.
that too.
He's pretty good at that.
Yeah, that too.
And he may be. We don't know.
Yeah.
But I've liked Luka since he was first drafted, and I'm glad to see that he's going to be on the right now on the good end of this trade.
Yep.
It'd be good to be on the good end of this trade. Okay, I hear a war chant coming. A war chant to celebrate our basketball teams. Celebrating one of them a little more than the other.
It's those Lady Knowles.
Those Lady Knowles is who we really want to celebrate because
Absolutely.
they ran up against a Duke team that played a great fourth quarter, and we played a sucky fourth quarter.
It was
Last night, Sunday night.
2-point game going into the fourth quarter.
It was. And without KK though, it would have been a worse. I mean, we could not. I think they beat us in the rebound category by like 18 rebounds.
Oh,
It was
that's where it starts.
Yeah. I mean, KK didn't even get her typical double-digit
Double-double,
rebounds, but she's a high scorer. But and tonight, Latson, the nation's leading scorer, only scored 9 points last night.
Wow.
She was like 3 for 18 or something.
They
like
completely
that.
took her out the game. So,
Yeah.
But you know what? Even though they had a loss, they had an excellent week.
They had, yes, they did have a pretty good. They came in on a 4-game winning streak.
Absolutely. And they went to South Bend and beat those Irish
Yeah.
They beat the
ladies
Irish.
who had not lost at home all season.
That
That's
was
pretty amazing.
well, and that was off of the victory over Georgia Tech too.
Right.
They were in Atlanta.
They beat the number 20 team and then turned around and beat the number 3 team.
and then was Duke 6? I think Duke was 6 coming into last night.
That was a tall
that was
carry.
for anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That stretch was really brutal.
Yeah. I mean, we first quarter on Sunday night just we couldn't hit a shot. I mean, things were just close.
Yeah.
Down by 6 after 1. They came back in the second quarter. We're down by
1.
Down by 1 at the half. Down by 2 at the end of the third quarter.
And
then
late in
the wheels came off. Yeah, we scored 10 points in the fourth quarter.
And they scored 22.
Yeah. Number 35. She's a
But
freshman.
we're still in like tournament talks, though.
Oh,
right?
I
'Cause,
think we're seated
number
fourth.
4.
Okay.
Four,
Yeah.
and the
First
and
round
the,
bye.
and the
First
tourney
round
starts. Yeah, tourney starts Wednesday. We got the first round bye,
Yes.
which is great. And but Duke has got this freshman. Tall drink of water, if I can say that about a girl. I know I said it about a guy, but tall drink of water. And
If you said that about a guy, we'd have to maybe rename the podcast.
Oh, okay. So, but she could hit. She missed very few shots. Of course, most of her shots were like within 2 feet of the rim. It was just layups. But Duke just had this ability. Either we were just playing really, really bad defense, or they were just pulling girls away from under the basket. And number 35, I wish I knew her name, and I bet I'll know her name next season because she's going to be really, really, really good.
I mean, we're going to have to face them again, so we're going to see them again if we get this tournament.
Most likely,
so, I mean, we're going to be right back in there.
It's going to be interesting to see how who we end up playing tourney because it's down to a win or your
win and go home.
It's gonna. The championship game is next Sunday, so we'll have to
be a rematch.
Yeah,
it could be a rematch against
Notre Dame
or Duke. It really could. Yeah, so that would be great. That would be so fun.
Yeah,
let's go to Charlotte. Let's just
take
get
the
on
road
a bus.
trip.
Let's just take the Mullins bus I don't have a bus, but I'll get a
I
bus.
thought you were talking about Reliable out there, parked out there in front of the tree.
That 1999 little Honda. Yeah.
Hey, it's had a tree fall on it, and it's still
still
going.
Listen.
Yeah.
It's
like
survived
okay.
a tornado and
We
everything.
got some accolades to give
Hurricanes,
these girls.
yeah.
We got some accolades to give these
There's
We
some
do.
stuff that happened at the Notre Dame game.
I wish it would
Absolutely.
talk about this.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm raspy from last night. I was screaming so much.
Go ahead, Jim. Bring it on out.
Latson, 23 points, got her to 2,000 career points.
Yes.
Wow.
And she also got the all-time free throw record that night.
Yes.
Timpson got her 15th double-double of the season and got FSU's rebounding record during the Notre Dame game.
Yep. Nice.
Yeah.
I like
They're
to see
killing
some-
it. They're killing it.
Absolutely.
I like
Lady
to see those
Knowles.
records get broken, you know?
That means this team, I told you, this team is battle tested.
Yeah, for sure.
91 blocks Timpson had. Well, before yesterday's game, before
Yeah.
Sunday's game, it's a single season record for Timpson.
Yep.
Wow.
Florida State. Now, coming out of the game, I'm not sure that we will be the leading scoring team in the country, but
Still be in the top
still
five.
yeah, and Tanai Latson may still be top scorer in the nation, but
Yeah.
she only scored 9 last night, so
That was a
that's,
big
that
hit.
that hurts
Well,
on the.
their defense was
Yeah.
keying to making sure that they
Yeah.
didn't get beat by her.
Right.
Yeah, but but OMG and Tonaya came back from injuries the last week or so.
Yes.
Uh,
Which is promising.
Yes, that is you got to have them. So Latson, Timpson, and Gordon are they are like our top 3 are like the top 3 scoring trio in the nation too. It's just like this feels like the season. It really does. It feels like a season that could be special for them.
Final four.
Final 4, that would be great. And what's even greater is that Tanai Latson's just a junior. We lost. Sunday night was senior honoring night. Of course, KK is a senior, so is Omaria. So those are going to be 2 tough positions to fill next year.
We'll
for
see.
Brook.
We'll see.
We'll see. I mean, yeah. So we lost to Duke on Sunday on the women's side.
Mm-hmm.
The men also played the Duke Blue Devils the day before.
Yes.
Up in Durham,
Yeah.
and it was
gracious. 65 to 100. Goodness.
Yeah.
Am I
and
saying this
actually
right?
you're seeing that correct.
that's closer than I thought it was going to be. I was watching the first half.
It was ugly.
It was very ugly. Yeah.
Gosh.
Now Malik Ewan was not in the game.
No.
He injured his ankle, I think, or his foot in the game before, and tried to come back in that game and couldn't. So that's going to be
It's going to be different.
big.
That's a big loss.
If he can't make it back for the Virginia game and the SMU game, that's going to be a tough tough battle for them. But yeah, so we got smacked by Duke on both the men and the women.
No, we're currently. I mean, we're sitting at 7.
Jennifer is looking at me like,
So-
"What are you talking about?"
not
You're going to get
Yeah.
smacked by Duke by the women. The women, I mean, they played well.
Yeah,
They had a bad fourth quarter,
yeah,
but
they did.
I mean,
They did.
they killed it the whole week. So,
Yeah.
they're probably
You just hate to see them lose at home in the last game of the season.
Yeah.
It was just,
Yeah.
but there was a big crowd.
That's
big
a beautiful
crowd.
thing.
Yeah.
It was loud, and as you can tell by my raspy voice, that I was part of that loud crowd. But Duke has got a freshman on the men's side and on the women's side who are just and he didn't even play in Saturday's game against us. So it could have been a lot worse. That 100-65 could have been a lot worse.
It could have been
Because-
150.
Because that kid is allegedly like the best player in the country.
He might be a one and done.
He may now. Can you? I thought that you had to play 2 seasons
Yeah,
of
it is-
basketball.
It's 2 seasons now.
So he's got to play at least one more season.
Unless
Right?
he like go
Yeah.
overseas or something. He
Yeah.
could go overseas
Yeah,
and play.
you could, but Ben, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
I bet Duke is hoping that both of these kids stay for at least.
well, on the female side, she
yeah.
ain't going nowhere.
Yeah,
No.
yeah. What's the WNBA rule? Do you have to play 4 years?
You got to finish your.
You have to finish. Okay. Yeah, it feels like at least on the basketball side, that on the men's side, they ought to at least have to play to their junior year.
That would
Right?
be nice.
Yeah, that would be good. But Jameer Watkins, he's talking about seniors. I mean, what a asset he's been for
Yes, he
this
has.
team. He's going to be that's a tough one to fill too.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
another tough one. To
Yeah, yeah. So we've got the men kind of on the bubble right now. We've got 2 games to go. Virginia on Tuesday night, SMU at home next Sunday.
Yes.
If we were to win out against both of those, we still are dependent upon probably a couple of other teams at least losing 1, right?
You could be 9 and 11.
Yeah.
So then, I think that's about 5th place or
No. I think you're going to be on the bubble of maybe at 8.
Okay.
You know, you're going to be on the bubble at 8.
Yeah.
You got to hope that Virginia Tech, I guess, who is right ahead of us in the
They need to lose.
And it'd be great if Georgia Tech lost, just because. That'd be great if Georgia Tech lost. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Create space.
Create some space. Yeah. So we'll see. We've got a few things still ahead on the FSU side. I hear that great Rattler theme. And on the basketball side, it's kind of a flip-flop from the way that we look over here on the FSU campus, right?
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
The men's are holding down the fort.
Yes, they are.
You know, their most recent win came from Grambling, off of Grambling State.
Yeah.
73-68.
Yes.
So
they look good.
Looks really good. And that was at a home. That was a home game.
Yes.
So
some home cooking.
Yeah. Yeah. So they're doing pretty solid.
How's Shaq's kid doing? Is he putting up points? I did not look at the box.
Last time I saw him, he was sort of.
Yeah, he's. I don't think he's gotten.
He's gotten cold a little bit.
Yeah, I don't think he's gotten accustomed to Tallahassee yet. So.
Yeah, well.
Yeah. Well, they're 10-6 in the conference, so I think we're right outside the fifth place for that, and they'll sort of talk about tournament standings and stuff. They just haven't revealed that yet. But
we still got two games.
We got 2 games left on the inside.
So 13-14 overall, but they have another game tonight against Southern.
They play Southern tonight, and then they play Bethune on Saturday.
Yep, and that's it.
So
and then wrap it up.
You went out. They went out, and they're going to make the tournament.
They might make that 4th seed.
They could get a bye.
And this is the Patrick Crary's. This is his first year.
It is, yeah.
So there's
it's
promising.
It's promising.
It really is.
Yeah, they've got to be really happy. On the ladies' side, not quite so much. Yeah,
I think their season about over. They're about that.
Boy, Adrian, you really sound depressed.
I am, man. I was going to tell you guys like this season reminds me of a childhood whooping I got when I was about 8 or 9.
I want to hear about this.
You know what I'm saying?
Tell me more.
Oh yeah. Well, I wasn't a bad kid, man, but this season here, it starts off strong, and you just don't find a way to finish. That's exactly what happened with this here whooping I received. I was doing some pull-ups on the towel rack in the bathroom,
and the towel rack fell.
Oh gosh, sheetrock, all kind of stuff, just all on me.
You got that. You started off strong.
I started off strong. I got to maybe pull-up number 2. I couldn't get to 3, and
the whoopings.
Came in there, and it shut the whole thing down. And
you got pulled up.
Yeah, I was doing.
You may have been a good kid, but that was probably.
I don't know what I was doing.
Yeah,
I was supposed to be taking a shower. Or something.
That was.
I don't know what I was doing.
I try not to use these words with my kids, but I can say it to you. That was stupid.
It was. And I think that's the same exact thing.
Except maybe at a higher volume. Maybe.
Yeah.
I have boys. And I've looked at them several times throughout their lives, and I'm like, what are you
do pull-ups?
doing? Yeah. No, but they did things like jump from the roof onto the trampoline and take the net down so the net wouldn't catch them.
Yeah.
Like, why?
Yeah.
I just look at
We're
it like,
boys.
why?
I mean, what are we supposed to do?
Did you survive?
I did survive. I got a knot on my head. Because when I fell back.
Not from the whooping. It was
not the whooping.
Yeah,
Not the whooping.
Say, man, but I got plenty of whoopings when I was a kid too.
Yeah. Well, FAMU said that this year.
Yeah. Well,
it
kind of reminds you.
Corrections.
Attitude
corrections.
It's got to be.
You think that's what Norvell told the team last season? All this is just attitude corrections?
No, they just got beat. They just got beat.
There's no way to pretty that one up.
Yeah, okay. Just
can't pretty it up.
They reverse climbed.
Okay, I'm gonna pretty something up. FSU softball. The team is playing well.
Yeah,
they are taking names.
It's America's favorite game. It's America's game. Softball.
They've only lost.
Maybe baseball.
How many games? I think they're doing pretty.
They're
solid,
3.
right?
Yeah, they're
they only got 3 losses. Out of
Okay. Yeah.
games.
Two in a doubleheader against A&M here in Tallahassee.
Yes, exactly. Another one of those whoopings I was talking about.
A&M's got a good team.
But
So yeah.
let me drop a nugget for you.
Oh wow. Okay, be careful.
Of their 19 wins, of their 19 games, 11 wins by the run rule.
Wow.
They are
That's
kicking.
impressive.
3, 11 wins by the run rule. Wow.
This week,
Yeah.
2 games against Gulf Coast
Mm-hmm.
College, 10-2 both times.
Yeah.
Then they played the Dugout Classic, 14-0 over Mercer
Mm-hmm.
on Friday, 19-1 over Mercer on Saturday in the first game,
Gosh.
and then 8-0 over the College of Charleston in the late game on Saturday.
Yeah. That's what I'm
The
talking about.
5-game sweep.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's what you call run production.
16-3.
That is, yeah.
Yeah. They haven't even gotten to conference play yet. That's
No.
that's the funny thing about it. Like
Yeah,
we're
baseball.
probably looking at like a solid championship out of this team, and then not even just ACC talks. We're talking about the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like
And
nationals.
we
So,
played heavy hitters this year also
Yeah.
so far
Yeah.
at the beginning of the season. So
Yeah.
it's not like they've all been cupcake teams.
Yeah.
No cupcake.
Same I could say
teams,
for.
and
I
they-
mean, I wish I could say that for FAMU softball because that's again,
Yeah.
it's one of those things. Like I guess the women's side of things over at FAMU, like we're struggling a little bit. Softball. I think they have. How many wins on this season? They're 4-12. They're 4-12. So
They're 4-12 or 4-10.
I believe they're 4-12,
I've
but,
got, some inaccurate information here on the FAMU team.
yeah, so it's they played against UF. They was in the Florida Invitational.
Yeah.
So they got one win out of that entire weekend and stuff out of Western Michigan.
Yeah, but
So,
they're playing against teams, good teams. I
Yeah,
mean,
UF. UF is the top team. I think they're top 3 for sure. They've only lost 1 game, so I want to say they might be number 1. But yeah, we gotta.
You got
Gotta get there.
Got a little motion to move up here, but go real quick back to what the FSU softball team's got ahead of them. I'm not sure when conference play starts, but we got like 5 games going to start a West Coast trip
West Coast
at the
swing.
end of this week.
Yes.
But we still got Jacksonville University and University of North Florida here coming up here in the next few days,
In
and then
Jacksonville.
and so we're on the road. We're going to go to be against Oregon State and against University of Oregon
Ranked
over
number
the
14.
weekend, number 14. So yeah, it'll be. I hope that we play better on the West Coast in softball
Than we did
in the basketball.
basketball.
With the
With our West Coast
and
swing.
football,
that West
to
Coast
say
swing
that.
was bad for both men and women in the basketball.
But the thing
court.
is, this is early in the season,
Yeah.
and we still have our tournament, regular conference play that
exactly.
comes up,
Mm-hmm.
where we have to head out to the West Coast.
Exactly.
That's right, and we'll play Cal. And I'm not sure, how the season's going to work out. Whether we'll play Cal out there and Stanford out there, or maybe it's a home and home kind of a thing
might
during the
be.
conference because they play more games. They play a lot of games in basket and in softball and in in
3-game
baseball.
series
Yeah,
and-
yeah. So the women are kind of not complete polar opposites, FAMU and FSU, but FAMU is the climb. It can happen for them.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's
Now,
room to climb.
They're groomed to climb. Now the FSU men's baseball team.
Killing
If you take out the beach volleyball team, I think the only undefeated team in the city right now, probably
Yes.
city of Tallahassee. FSU men's baseball is kicking butt, as they say.
They're
Can I
so
say that? I
good.
can say kicking
Yeah,
butt.
you
Okay.
can say that word.
Yeah.
They are raising Cane.
They are raising Cane. They are taking names.
Absolutely.
Kicking butt, raising Cane, and taking
Yes,
names.
Absolutely. 11-0.
Yeah.
One of 7 undefeated D1 schools.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Georgetown 3-game series this past weekend coming up. North Florida, Bethune-Cookman and Lipscomb. Their conference play will start. I'm guessing at sometime middle of March or something like that. Same thing as on the softball side.
Yeah.
Coach Jarrett's got a lineup of pitchers that is.
They're doing their thing.
They're amazing.
Unhittable.
Yes.
Unhittable.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that you can pick out one because, I mean, whether there's the starters, they're doing great, or their bench, coming in.
Yeah, that bullpen is
bullpen,
still,
yeah.
still doing
Yeah.
it. But it was a little close in that last game,
Yeah, Mark Tomberg, who works in our accounting office, and he goes to like every softball game or every baseball game because he lives close to campus too. And his comment is they're toying with these teams a little too much. They just need to play baseball and just get after them and then put it away. So. Yeah, that 4-3 win was too tight.
It was
a little too close for Mark. We're going to have to tell him he got a shout out on the podcast. That is going to make his day.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
We may have to get him like a little cupcake, and he can celebrate it. His first shout out, but not his last, I bet.
Absolutely.
Mark may be competing with you two on the FSU, being the big fans. They really are, yeah. It really is. FAMU baseball, before we wrap this up, FAMU baseball. 4-7 overall so far for the season. What do we think? What's the word, guys? On what do you think?
Well, you got Ball State. You got Ball State next, and then University of West Georgia.
Yeah.
Boy, and those are another 2-3 game series that you're playing. So
you have Ball State on Tuesday. Here you have University of West Georgia on Wednesday. Then Friday you have a doubleheader game.
Yeah, it's so tough, man. But but baseball tends to they tend to do well, and at least in the conference play. I mean, you're 4-7 overall right now, but you're playing a lot of good teams, and I don't know, maybe you pull out at least. I have them at least winning one game at Ball State, and then maybe 2 games against West Georgia.
Oh, man, you going to call Vegas on this?
I'm going to call Vegas. Listen.
Yeah.
Wait, but we're unofficial.
Oh, that's right.
Not so expert.
Listen.
Yeah.
I'm calling it.
Oh, man. See, that's a side of Adrian that we've never seen before.
That's right.
I like
if I had chips on the table, I would have pushed them all.
He's going to push them all in.
I feel like it's like a scene from the movie Casino or something.
Yeah. I'm calling it. I got faith in it.
Oh, that's great.
The World Series of Poker.
The World Series of Bench Poker.
That's
I
right.
don't even know what that is. I guess you have to play on a bench, sitting down. Yeah, I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just realizing and I should have realized this earlier in the podcast world of the seasons here. We got 3 baseball caps, and we're rocking that caps pretty well. Then we got
Jen has
she's the swimmer.
She's the that's right.
They wear swim caps.
Yeah, I've got baseball caps. I just don't want to wear.
You want to wear a swim cap, maybe?
No.
I
can bring my Lady Knowles hat.
Okay, if you want to,
Since you always talk about those lady
Yeah.
Knowles.
Yeah, she's very.
I do have Florida State swim caps. Actually, that's pretty funny, but I'm not wearing them.
Maybe you could just model them for us, and we'll take some shots and put them online and
Nope.
and okay.
That's a no from me.
That's a big no.
Now, how is that to wrap up another half hour of just nonsense, right?
Fun.
Thank you, Evan, for blowing that whistle because I was running out of stuff. You could probably. I mean, I'm already out of stuff when we start, so I don't know how to make it a half hour. But, yeah. So,
I don't know how we make it a half hour.
Yeah. So, hey, but want to remind you if you want to maybe sponsor this, you want to send us some money. We'll take it in. We'll even take it in Bitcoin now.
Absolutely.
Cryptocurrency if you want to.
Just don't want no Trump bucks.
Yeah, be careful. Be careful. Ooh. Well, you're not going to edit that out, but hey, give me a fist bump, though. Yeah, fist bump. So if you want to sponsor it, if you want to ask questions that we can answer, that the bench can answer, just email us at tallybench. That's one word, tallybench at wfsu.org. That wraps up episode 21. Thank you, guys. Adrian's got to get back to work and do his real job, and then I'm going to go take a nap. And we'll see you next week. Thanks to Evan Rossi and to Jason Acuna for making us sound and look as good as we can.
It's possible.
And we'll see you next week on the Tally Benchwarmers.